Hi and welcome back to another Digimon deck profile. This time it is a deck that I have played for a very long time, but with a couple of tweaks and a slightly newer build. It is Bloomlord and I hope you enjoy. And we're back to another Digimon deck profile. This time it's Bloomlord. It's kind of a unique build. It uses the Chimeramon, which I'll get to, but I'm kind of sold on it. So yeah, we've got the Kokomon and Gummimon one of, although we sort of suspend our opponent's Digimon. I might switch that up for an Argomon. But yeah, so Kokomon gets his draw when we suspend ours. Palmon X, good for suspending other people's Digimon. Worked with the two Palmons as well with the Pomamon Floodgate. We've got the Sunflowmon that's going to play out our 3000s or less, which are neat. We've got the other Sunflowmon that's going to reduce Digivolution cost. The Togemon's going to cheat out our Tamers, of which we have two. And then just a standard Ayartamon for Bloomlord. It's going to play out a 3000 or less. It's going to be fun. It's going to be neat. We've got one of the Blossomon, which helps us Digizorp. And then we've got two Grangalemons to avoid being deleted, Lilymon for surprise plays, Chimeramon, DNA Digivolution, absolutely crazy in this match, and you'll see it in action. And it also takes on the color. We've got one Quantumon, which is good removal and protection, Bloomlord, that's standard, Medieval Gallant. That's going to help us pop stuff and just be oppressive. Cherubi Ace, for obvious reasons. We're going to play stuff, delete it. Quartzmon to finish games. Two Mimis, one Green Scramble, two Agility Trainings, and finally a Hidden Potential discovered, because why would you play a green deck without it? It's free real estate. Anyway, on to the first match. Just as soon as DCGO starts being a dingus. So, off to a not so good start. I had to mulligan, wanted to see more of a line there. I'm going to go into the Palmon. That's just a simple play. If you've got two different Palmons, you go into the one that has the reduction and tagging in the back and the searcher in the front. And yeah, we've pretty much filled up most of our hand. We're just looking for that level 5. And we've also got a Pal X for extra Digivolution on our turn. So I believe we're going to leave the Palmon X and raising and just start building up in the back. That was a bit of a misplay. I made a calculated decision that maybe we don't swing with Palmon, maybe we can utilize it next turn, but you're going to see that, yeah, it pretty much pops it. From what I remember, this game does get pretty scary. We're going against the new Impmon line with the Loudmon and Heavy Metalmon. Or Heavy Metal Dramon. We play the Mimi to get the search power, and there we have it, our level 5. So we've got our full line. Now I think I do make a misplay early in this game, so I do check what it does, because it's a fairly new card. It's from the latest set. But there's no sort of scare shenanigans. Anyway, we Green Scramble into the Ayartamon for free, and then we suspend Ayarta to play out something for -1 because the Mimi's going to tap and gain as a memory. I'm going to draw a card. And then I think, yes, I go into the Sunflow, suspending and Digizorping, so that's 0. And then we'll Digivolve into Bloomlord for 3, reduce cost, and then gain 2, and it unsuspends. I shouldn't have unsuspended at that point, because that messes up this play, because that means that there's only 2 that are suspended. So I had to pop the little body and just pray that they didn't clear my board, but of course they're going to clear my board. Misplays will be punished. Anyway, they're going to build up a very, very scary board, but it's okay because Bloomlord doesn't care. Bloomlord will build back in like 2 turns. So they've Digivolved. We still have a Bloomlord out, but they've just played out an Ace, which plays out another thing, and we're looking at a pretty scary board. We're going to see how Bloomlord can answer something like this. So they put us to 6 memory, which is never a good idea. Never put a green player to 6 memory. Never put them to more than 1, to be honest. Those are my noisy neighbors upstairs banging. I don't know if you can hear them. So we play the Palmon out with the Scramble. Bottom deck the thing that we actually needed by accident because we did the search for the Pal. Go into the Toga for 2. Gonna play out our 3rd Mimi using the Togemon, because why not? Gain a memory. And then we're gonna do a search with the Mimi. I believe we're gonna go into Grand Gale so that we can get the other Mimi on board. So gain a memory, push out that Mimi. We're gonna digivolve into Pal X, suspend another thing there. And then I think I decide to go into the Quantumon to get rid of the ace. So basically we digivolve for -4. Yeah, there it is. So Quantumon will remove it from the field and put it into security, and we'll also gain the overflow and since 3 HP D'd into that. We just digivolve for -4. We play out the Palmon, go into Sunflow, play out the Togemon, and then at this point, Chimeramon makes its debut. So we've got 2 level 4s. They both have Summoning Sickness, but hey, no, it's DNA Digivolved. It doesn't have Summoning Sickness anymore. We'll place the thing that's going to gain its memory when we suspend. And guess who can now go into Bloomlord? Because Chimeramon is treated as green. We will suspend itself, unsuspend, gain a memory from the Iarta that the Chimera put underneath. And then I think I go into Quartzmon because I think I'd rather lock down the board than leave anything open. So yeah, we're into the Quartzmon, and I think we're just going to swing into security and just try and get rid of as much security as possible. So that's trashing 2 things and doing 1 check because there are 11 things on board. It trashes a security for every group of 5. So yeah, we digivolve into a secondary threat. So if they get rid of the Quartzmon, we've got another thing that we're going to be able to swing in with. Because the Iarta is literally just going to start the whole process all over again. So that's basically how you want to. You never want Quartzmon just on the board on its own. You want to make it like the alternate target of something else. So you're forcing your opponent to make a decision between being able to play the game and getting rid of it. Instead, I think what they've chosen to do is try and flood the board as much as they can. So that they've got enough checks to win next turn, but they don't know that I've got a Cherubi in hand, and so go into the Cherubi, play out something, give something -12,000, I believe it's the ace, just to boom us all the way. Yeah, we take a risk, put that to 4,000, they hit Iarta in security, they die, and we go all the way up to 7. A bit risky, might not have paid off, but I figured, hey ho, you know, you only live once, YOLO. Right, okay, so we've got 3 blockers to deal with, but that's not such an issue. We give the one with Retail lose 2 memory, because we can suspend something when we swing with Quartz. We're going to swing with Quartz and do that right now, and go to 9 memory instead, because why not? They're going to have to force to block there. And then we're going to swing in with Palmon. I believe they are on 0 security now. Literally, all we need to do is play the Mimi, tap Mimi, push out the littlest Palmon, and swing in for game. And I think, do they surrender here? No. We got that last check in. Okay, on to game 2. It's a shame that we didn't see a lot of meta sort of decks in this deck profile, but it is what it is. Right, okay, so yeah, the next deck was actually against Chumon, and I'm so happy to see someone playing Chumon, and it has the whole Etamon line and everything. But anyway, again, off to optimal start. We've got the tagging Palmon and reduction in the back, and the Palmon Searcher in the front. They pass back over. We digivolve into Sunflower, play out the Palmon Searcher with the Sunflow. It'll probably die, but that doesn't matter. Like we're already, so like we're up on cards and we're fixing our hand for those later plays. So we hatch in the back, we tag Etamon, decide to digivolve into Palmon X to spend to gain the 2 memory straight away. And then I think I did have a little bit of think here, and I think I wanted to set up my tamers early on. It's still early in the game where they're not going to be able to build up that much of a threat. So play the Mimi, digivolve into Togemon, use Togemon to play out another Mimi and gain memory from the Pal X and the Mimi that was already on board. And then digivolve into Grand Gale, suspending one of ours so that it's unaffected by Digimon effects. Over to them, they are going to digivolve into Etamon, and then they're going to swing in and get rid of it the old-fashioned way, which is a little bit sad. We are missing our rookie now, and so that was a bit tricky, but I figured I'd set them to 1. They don't have a memory setter, so there's not much they could do to the 4, and so we're just choking them to 1. That's fine. We go to 3 because of Mimi. We'll digivolve into Ayarta. We'll push out the Palmon X, suspend Pal X to play out Sunflower, suspend Mimi, gaining memory. And then I think I decided to play it safe and just get rid of it by suspending the Sunflower to reduce the Digivolution into Quantumon so that we can have a look at the security. Get rid of the option card, which is like the only threat really in there. There's no security effects. And all the Digimon are 13,000 or lower, which is a little bit tricky for Quantumon. Sometimes when you play Quantumon, you literally just see like all level 5s and you're just like, brilliant, I'm just going to swing in head empty. But that's the great thing about Quantumon, is that it allows you to look at your opponent's security. There's very few Digimon that can actually do that. And that's why I think Quantumon definitely underrated card. We'll digivolve in the back, push out with Mimi. We will digivolve the Pal X into Toga. I think use Toga's ability to play out Mimi, because if you can, why not? Yep, there it is. And so we're going to play that for -2. No, -2 because of the Mimi and because of the Pal X and Inheritables. So we played out Mimi for -2. And then I think, we're going to digivolve into Toga, and then we're going to do it again. We're going to suspend the Toga, play out the Mimi for -1 because of the Mimi that we just played. We will hatch with the second Mimi and DNA our 2 Togas into a Digimon that can attack this turn that doesn't have summoning sickness. Put under the Ayarta, so that it's going to gain a memory when we go into Bloomlord, suspending itself. And then gain silly amounts of memory. And we're already back up to 6, and we've got a Bloomlord on deck ready to swing in. And we know that there's no security Digimon that are bigger than 13,000, so we can swing with absolute confidence. So I just build up as many bodies as I can, just so that it gets the extra checks in there. And we'll digivolve our level 5 that also doesn't have summoning sickness that we went into with Blossomon, and swing in for another 2 checks. I believe they're down to 0 checks now, and so we just play out a Pomamon, and I think we're just gonna pass them to 2 by going into Sunflower, playing out another Sunflower, so that we have 7 Digimon on board with 1 ready to go and 2 Mimis ready to threatening to push out another one. I think at this point they have a little think about it, and then they don't surrender straight away. I think this ended in a surrender. But yeah, there's not much you can do. I mean, bar Death X maybe, but even that, like, it's just going to reduce the level 5. I think it's game over here. Yeah, and that was the Bloomlord deck profile, or at least the current one. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and harvest them comments for Cthulhu. And let me know if you want to see any more Digimon deck profiles in the future. Okay, I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye bye.